In the last 10 days, I've aged 10 years. I got married, had 2 kids, got divorced, got fired from my dream job, became an alcoholic, ended up homeless, spent 4 years in prison, then finally committed to a psych ward. It started when I was 26. I woke up on New Year's Eve excited to celebrate the new year with my girlfriend Crystal. We had just moved into a brand new upper scale apartment a month prior, just after I'd gotten a huge promotion at work from line cook to sous chef. It came with a fancy new chef coat and an amazing salary. So, we decided to throw a New Year's / housewarming party. We invited all our friends, loaded up with enough beer, booze, and food for 20 people. I mean, we weren't expecting that many, but there's an old adage I picked up from work. It's better to be looking at it than looking for it. We had the place decked out with all the kitschy New Year's decorations, coolers full of spirits and ice, and a wide assortment of finger foods I prepared myself. Before our friends got there, Chris and I decided to get a little frisky. A little extra celebration just for the 2 of us. Little did I know, that was the last time I would ever be intimate with her. Well, the last time I can remember anyway. Eventually the party got started. Loud music, an abundance of joyful laughter and singing, great food, great friends, and party games that mostly involved drinking. Everyone was having such a great time. A tradition of mine was watching the ball drop live in Times Square. As the countdown to the new year approached, everyone partnered up for that oh-so-popular midnight kiss. Crystal and I were both pretty tipsy, and we counted down loudly with the rest of the party. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Chris wrapped her arms around me and put her lips to mine. 2013 was going to be my year. Then suddenly, the night was over. I woke in a daze thinking I had had way too much to drink, but I didn't feel hungover in the slightest. I never got drunk enough to black out like that. Crystal wasn't beside me, so I was confused. I called out to her but got no response. I sprung out of bed and noticed a tattoo on my forearm that looked fairly new but almost completely healed.
What the hell is this? This can't be real, Jesus. How drunk did I get last night?
I headed to our ensuite bathroom to wash off what I thought had to be drawn on. Maybe I passed out and my asshole friends drew all over my face. Looking in the mirror, my jaw dropped. I had just shaven before the party, and yet I was sporting days-old stubble.
Okay, this is getting fucking weird. Crystal?
I called again.
Crystal!
I yelled, this time in a panic. I heard footsteps running down the hall as I made my way through the bedroom.
What? What's wrong?
She said, appearing in the doorway with a baby on her hip.
Who the fuck is that?
I asked, confused as to why my girlfriend was holding a child and looked like she had put on 20 pounds overnight.
Ha ha ha, you're funny. Why were you yelling like a crazy person?
She said as her look of confusion turned into one of annoyance.
No, seriously, why is there a baby in our apartment?
I had no idea what was going on. I thought I had to be dreaming.
Is this why you called me in here? I don't have patience for this shit right now. Kaylee just puked all over the floor. I have a million things to do for the party tonight. Don't you have to get ready for work?
I shook my head violently, trying to wake myself up. When that didn't work, I spurted out.
What? No. The restaurant isn't open New Year's Day, you know that.
She raised an eyebrow and said,
Are you feeling okay? You do know it's the 31st, right? You do work today. Tomorrow's New Year's Day, babe.
Not wanting to cause alarm and confused as all hell, I made my way back to the bathroom to, I guess, get ready for work. I jumped in the shower and took a little longer than normal trying to figure out what the hell was going on. I shaved, got dressed, and made my way to the living room where the unknown baby was sleeping in one of those, pop-up crib things, while Chris was picking up baby toys and straightening up. I was praying to any god willing to listen that I would wake up and realize that it was all just a terrible nightmare from hell. The apartment I had just been partying with my girlfriend and closest friends looked completely different. It looked well lived in. Like we had been living there way longer than a month. There was a nice L-shaped leather couch in the corner that I had never seen before, a big screen TV mounted on the wall, and bougie paintings hung up meticulously around the room. It wasn't my apartment. I sat Crystal down and tried to explain what I thought was happening to me. She just got pissed off at me. She didn't believe a word of what I was saying. She angrily told me I had to get to work and we would talk about it later that night. So, I just grabbed my keys and left. I got to the parking garage of our building and I was looking around for my shitty old 91 Civic hatchback. It was gone. I thought it had to have been stolen.
Who the hell would steal a 22-year-old beater?
I thought out loud. Then an idea hit me. I pulled out my keys and hit the lock button on the key fob that wasn't there the night before. And to my surprise, a brand new Civic beeped right in front of me.
Well, fuck. None of this is right, but I'll take it if it comes with a new car.
At work, the chef was constantly yelling at me for messing up or not knowing how to make the dishes that I apparently had a hand in developing. I told him I just wasn't feeling well at all and I probably needed to go home.
This doesn't have anything to do with your party tonight, does it?
He asked, looking at me suspiciously.
Seriously, Jeff, something's happening to me today and I can't explain it. Nothing seems right at all. It's like my memory has a huge gap in it.
I hesitated when, with that sentence, I put it all together in my head. The healing tattoo, the baby weight, my apartment, the car. Had I blacked out for an entire year?
Wait, what year is it?
He looked at me with confusion.
What? It's 2013. Not yet though, right? Tomorrow's 2013. Dude, I don't know what angle you're trying to play here, but it's cool. Just go home and I'll see you in the new year. Jeff, just answer the question. Is tomorrow 2013?
I asked, almost yelling in his face.
Yo, relax. No, tomorrow will be 2014. What the fuck is your problem, man?
With that, I sprinted to my car, not even bothering to change. The whole way home, my mind was reeling.
This isn't possible. No one jumps a year into the future. At home, is that my kid? Do I have a fucking daughter? And the first time I saw her, I asked, who the fuck is that? Oh, this can't be happening. This can't be real.
I had to talk to someone who could help me. I made a decision to look for a memory specialist in the new year, but I had to play it cool, just for a few days. At the party, I did my best to act normal. There were a few new faces that I didn't know, but apparently they knew me. I just wanted the night to end so I could get moving on sorting out my situation. The countdown started and I thought,
oh good, 2 nights in a row. Great.
Crystal again wrapped her arms around me and said,
Happy New Year, baby. I was gonna save it for tomorrow, but I can't wait. I'm pregnant again.
I was shocked. Happy, but totally shocked. At least I'd get to know this one in his first 3 months.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
And again, my vision went black. I woke up alone, but I wasn't in my apartment.
No, not again. Crystal?
Again, no response. I got up and looked around, and I definitely was alone in whoever's apartment this was. There were no baby toys, no pop-up crib. I quickly gathered my clothes and made my way out of the building. Finding my car was easier this time. I got in and called Chris right away. She answered.
Hey babe, I didn't think I'd hear from you till later. Are you on your way home now? Not quite. I have a few things to do before I head home. I was just calling to check in and tell you I love you. How are the kids?
I asked, not 100% sure if it had actually been a full year.
They're fine. Why are you being so sweet? You never called just to check in. Yeah, I know. It's just been a weird couple days for me,
I said as I examined the wedding band on my ring finger.
Oh, I bet. The new job has you busy all the time. How's the new restaurant coming, by the way? Did you get all your staff hired?
New job? What do you mean?
The restaurant that you're running? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, sorry. Like I said, it's been a really weird couple days for me, that's all. Look, I gotta get going. I'll see you in a few hours, okay? I love you. Okay, I love you too. Oh, can you grab a few things on your way home?
I hung up before she could even finish her sentence. I googled memory specialists and I called a few numbers before I finally got a hold of someone. I explained to the woman on the phone that it was an emergency and I needed to talk to someone immediately. She put me through to a Dr. Cameron and I described my situation in vivid detail. He agreed that it was serious, but he couldn't see me until at least January 2nd.
But I might not have that long. It's New Year's Eve. What if it happens again? What if I forget all about this? You have to help me now.
The doc sighed.
I have your number, so even if you don't remember this conversation, I will, and I'll call you when I'm in my office first thing in the morning on the 2nd, okay?
I reluctantly agreed, hung up, and took a few minutes to scream, yell, and cry alone in my car. I made my way home and yet again tried to act normal. I spent as much time with my kids as possible. A few times Chris caught me staring at them, smiling with tears in my eyes. I just kept wishing over and over that I'd see January 1st. That night, at the party that had apparently become a tradition at our apartment, there were more new faces, more people I didn't know but had relationships with. One of the girls pulled me aside, started kissing me and telling me how she'd been waiting all day to get me back into bed. I pushed her away, disgusted that I would do something like that to the woman I loved. I held on to Crystal the rest of the night, dreading every second that ticked closer to midnight. I wrapped my arms around my wife and I told her how much I love her and never wanted to let her go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
I opened my eyes, I was in a different apartment, this one small, run down, messy, liquor bottles everywhere.
Ugh. Fuck. Why is this happening to me?
I yelled to no one in particular. I searched through piles of old pizza boxes and filthy clothes on the floor to find my phone. I pulled up Crystal's number and hit call. It rang twice and went straight to voicemail. I called again and again until she finally answered.
What do you want, Jordan? I told you not to call me.
Babe, please. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm so confused. I need to see you. I need to see the kids, I said, sobbing.
Ew, don't call me that. I don't want to see you, and neither do the kids. You did this, Jordan. This is all on you.
I tried to explain everything. I pleaded with her to meet me so we could talk. She just scoffed and hung up. I grabbed the closest bottle, hurled it at the wall, and cried. When I finally ran out of tears, I made another call, this time to Dr. Cameron.
Jordan, is that you?
He asked anxiously. He'd been waiting for my call and told me to get to his office as soon as possible. On my way there in my now damaged Honda, I made a call to my boss who explained that I had been fired for showing up to work drunk many times and having a sexual relationship with one of my employees. Through no fault of my own, my life had fallen apart in the last 3 days, and I had to do something about it. Meeting Dr. Cameron, he explained that this wasn't the first time we had met. He reached out to me numerous times, but I claimed not to know what the hell he was talking about. So we waited until this exact day in hopes that I would finally call him again. We spent the day running tests, talking about the events that had taken place in the last 3 years, or 3 days by my count. He was adamant that he could help me recall my missing time. As the end of 2015 approached, I was hooked up to wires like a lab rat. But Doc sat with me and we counted down to midnight.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Again, I woke up and I was at a completely different place. That time, it had only gotten worse. I was outside, freezing, bundled up in a tattered and torn old jacket. I stunk like BO and garbage.
Well, that's just great. Seriously, how could this get any worse?
I stupidly searched the immediate area for my phone.
Ugh, of course not. I'm fucking homeless.
I made my way to the doc's office where I knew he'd be expecting me. He welcomed me in, got me some food, a hot shower, and we continued our tests. He told me that last year I had fallen asleep briefly, shot up confused and scared, and just ran out of his office, leaving all my possessions behind. For the second night in a row, I was wired up to computers while Doc sat with me. I cried as we counted down together.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I woke up and just continued to cry. I was laying in the bottom bunk of a prison cell.
The fuck are you crying about down there, you little bitch?
A voice said as a pair of legs swung over the bunk above me. An alarm sounded and the metal doors began slowly opening. My cellmate leaped from his bed and made his way from the cell. I got up and looked in the cloudy plastic mirror above the toilet sink combo in the corner of the 9x9 room. My face was thin, a long salt and pepper messy beard hung from my face. The man looking back at me was completely unrecognizable. I hung my head and let out a quiet sob. I found out the reason I was locked up. Dr. Cameron, the man who was trying to help me, I had beaten him within inches of his life. He's been in a coma ever since. I was sentenced to 5 years for aggravated battery.
Well, at least I know where I'm waking up tomorrow.
I sat quietly, peering out of my cell, watching the second hands on the clock tick and tick and tick.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year, Jordan.
The next 3 days were just rinse and repeat. I tell you, prison time flies by when you only have to serve 1 day a year. I woke up today and I'm at a prison, but my situation isn't much better. I was admitted to a mental hospital. I guess my memory problems got worse, flipping through days, weeks, months. The person who's behind the wheel when I'm not there went absolutely crazy. He's tried to kill himself multiple times, so here I am. I look like a completely different person now than I did only 10 days ago. I don't know my kids. My wife, the love of my life, has disappeared. Probably to keep the kids as far away from their crazy-ass father as possible. I'm writing this down now to try and help myself remember, although I don't think it'll help. It'll be 2023 at midnight, and I can't help but wonder where I'll wake up next year. If I wake up at all. What's up, YouTube? JD Horror here. If you made it this far into the video, as always, I'd sincerely like to thank you, and I really hope you enjoyed my New Year's story. If you did like it, hit that like button and subscribe for more original creepy content just like this. I hope everyone's having a great holiday, and have a happy new year. Oh, and if you're out partying tonight, make sure to stay safe and please don't be driving if you've had a few too many wobbly pops. I love you. Ciao for now.